Hey guys, today I have two Malinovka games for you, both of them in light tanks. And the first one here is in the WZ-132-1, which is the Tier 10 Chinese light tank. And it's definitely my favorite of the Tier 10 light tanks to play. It's just so cool looking, and it's pretty decent. It's definitely not the best, as that would probably go to the 100 LT, but hey, it's fun. Now, this thing got buffed so long ago that I can't even remember when it was, but I want to say it was around pre 6.0, like right before 6.0, or maybe even after 6.0. It was one of the first quote unquote reforges, if I remember correctly. Actually, no, it was before the reforges, wasn't it? 'Cause the first was the mount. Anyway, before we get stuck into the history, this thing was buffed to have 410 meters view range back then, and other gun handling statistics in DPM, I'm sure. And that was one of the best things that they did to this thing. And this is known as like the ramming light tank, right? Where you come across another light tank and you ram it, this thing's gonna come out on top. But you don't really do that much. And so instead, I'm not gonna go and YOLO the light tanks, but instead I'm going to try and spot down here. And I'm keeping close to this little road because it sort of goes into a depression in the flat to make it harder for them to hit me across the way. And I see one of our light tanks, right? There's two in this game, me and another. He went north, so I go south. That's how I decided this. Unfortunately, my platoon mate tank destroyer is already dead to an EBR that has just carelessly driven into our side of the map. Now, I hit that shot and I high rolled for 440. But hitting that shot was pretty absurd. Now, I do have hurt stats on this vehicle, and it's for things like that, right? In light tanks, you can, run rammer and you can have DPM, but if you're going to active scout, and once you get spotted, it's like free reign to shoot, right? Because, oh, I'm already spotted. I can fire now. You want to hit, right? But you don't want to stand still in the aim and whatnot. You want to keep on the move. So vert stabs I use on this vehicle rather than a loader because it's better to hit your shots than to have DPM that doesn't hit, right? But we're just moving around in the south, constantly going back and forth between the depression and the flat, getting close and trying to spot for the tank destroyer here and whatnot, already to shoot on these buildings that are in the south. Now, their light tank, both of them have come up this way, and this one is actually eating alive our artillery. So I walk up in this bush, I'm going to go up into this bush, and I'm going to wait for him to poke and shoot the arty again. And there he is, and I hit it. Now, I do get spotted, because I was in the bush, not behind it, but watch this. I'm going to continue to drive, and look how little he's giving to me, and I still hit. And I high roll for 456. Woo! Of course I record that. That was a shot and a half, wasn't it? Now, he's going to move, and I start to see him moving, right? More on the ice of the lake. So I think, maybe I can catch him out if he thinks he's going to come around here and kill the arty, right? Sure enough, he does, and I hit the shot and somehow don't get spotted that time. That one, I won't lie to you, didn't make much sense to me. I wasn't even in a bush. The bushes were in front of me, but anyway. We kill him without getting spotted, and that means both of their light tanks are gone, so it's basically free reign for me. And we still have our other light tank, unfortunately, which means he could steal some spotting, but it's alright. We're going to track that super or conqueror, sorry, it wasn't a super, and our other platoon mate will take care of him, finish him off. Now, we've done a decent job so far, but we still somehow are losing the south, it seems. We're being pushed upon, but it's 13-9. We have the hill. All I have to do is wait for them to get rid of this STB-1. I'm trying to help out, and they're going to come down the hill, and then I'll spot them, right? As soon as they get rid of the STB-1 and get a little bit closer for render distance, I can help them spot, or I can help them shoot the convoy that we know is still over there, and whatever tanks might be there. But this STB-1 is giving them a hard time, so I'm trying to help out, and I hit the top of the tank. Extreme top of the tank, so I bounce. So I try again, and the same thing happens. Unlucky. So we're still waiting though. There we go. Finally, he's gone. And now 12 to 8. We know where the rest of their team is. They, like I said, we did lose the South. They did win our G1 position, so they're going to move up there, but I have to worry about this side of the map first, right? E75, he's giving us his side, so I take the shot. We're not spotted. We're going to get spotted, though, when I fire this one. And there's a 114 SP2. E75 goes down. Artillery's right there. And now I wish I had stopped when I knew the 114 had no shot on me back in that little depression over there on the road. But I kept going thinking, the 114 is going to die soon, right? No. He's still alive. And Artie was a bit of an annoyance there, being that close. Now, he gets another shot into me because I totally expected to go unspotted way sooner than that. But unluckily for me, I was still spotted and he still had a shot. And he didn't even get spotted when he fired. So I know that I have to get really close to him now. Our tank destroyer is going to jump on top of the Artie, it seems. His icon is completely invisible. And he actually dies. So Artie's still there, but it shouldn't be for long with that heavy tank going wide. I tried coming up here to spot or get around the 114, but there's a waffle, so I'm not going to really do much here. Still waiting for Artie to die, and he finally does die. And now I think, okay, 11 to 3, 3 tank destroyers left alive. I can just push this building. Now, proxy distance is 50 meters, and just driving up to this building was enough to proxy him, so I'm just going to sit in cover and wait for him to die. And there you go. Free damage. We're free spotting. And I'm going to wait till I'm unspotted, because I don't know where the second tank is, but I know where the waffle is, right? I'm going to fake left, got targeted, go right. And there's the waffle, I think, or there's the Conway. And I'm like, alright, sweet, he's on that other side. And then that scared me. Thought the waffle was going to kill me. So I quickly, go behind the building. The Conway's looking at me. That scared me, but luckily my teammate takes him out. Waffle goes down, and we get 6,100 spotting assisted damage. And, well, actually a bit of it was tracking, wasn't it? And 3,795 damage ourselves. We're only a first class. A very good game, and insane shots on the G-Sword, but what if I had a better game for you? And believe it or not, it's going to be in this tank, the EBR 105, which only has 360 meters base view range. So I was just talking about how the WZ-132-1 has 410, right? And most light tanks, actually all light tanks, I'm pretty sure, have 400 meters base view range. Or more, right? This thing, 360 though. 360 meters base view range. But, luckily with that, it does get insanely good camo as well. So, the ranges, right? That the range between your concealment and the extent to your vision range is roughly the same as other lights. You just have to get much closer, right? And so, as you can see, we did go south again. We are the only light tank this time. We did go south again, but instead of playing in the depression of the road and the dip for cover, I'm playing in speed mode out in the field, roughly closer to the middle because of how much closer I have to get. Luckily, we're able to outspot a TVP. The Tusk is going to be in this position too, where he is, and a Bat Chat. Their Tusk right now, though, is really deep into our territory. Look at him. B7 right now. But we're just going to try our best to spot everything over here without dying. And we're staying in speed mode because we don't need to really turn out in a big field like this, and we need our speed, obviously. So if we get spotted, we are harder to hit. Again, what we're just going to do is scout for the south. All these tank destroyers and these heavy tanks even behind me, hopefully going to help me out and get some damage and assisted. Now, because I know the Bat Chat is where he is, and the TVP as well, I keep coming up to the lakefront because I want to get rid of them. And I know for a certain that my teammates behind me have shots on them because they've hit them already. So while people are cowering in the buildings because I've spotted them in the side, I want to get rid of the scary tanks, the tanks with view range and camo that might be able to counter me. Luckily, I keep outspotting the Bat Chat. Clearly doesn't have a good crew or a setup for camo, but he made the bold play to get out of that spot, seeing as he keeps getting outspotted and crossing, because with their light tank giving them the aggressive push, we don't really have much on the hill. And look how aggressive he still is. They know we're lacking in the north. So they're playing super aggressive themselves for that. But while I know my team is over here in the south, I need to help them out. So I'm just going to continue to spot for them. And I've already gotten 3,000 spotting just running around like a chicken with my head cut off in the middle of this field. But I know I want to get rid of this light tank, and the bat chat especially. So whenever I take a shot across the way, you're going to see me switch modes. You can switch modes in the wheelies, by the way, while driving. They just lift or drop the wheels. In the first mode that you spawn in, you're in turn mode. I think that's that's definitely not what it's called, but you have better turn speeds and slower speeds overall. In speed mode, you have a better top speed, but a wider turn arc. Now, in speed mode as well, you have terrible accuracy. So you saw how quickly my reticle zoomed in, how big it was when I switched modes. So anytime I'm going to take a shot, I'm going to switch modes. Still shoot on the move, though. You want to keep moving. Because if you get spotted, you can switch back to speed mode and just keep your momentum. Now, this T-30 was hiding in this building, and I spotted him through the window, but he's giving me the biggest problem right now because I can't go further left with the T-30 because he might spot me through the window if I give him a better angle. So I'm just waiting here. We finally got rid of the TVP. I know the bat chat's still there, and I want to get rid of him, but I'm waiting on this T-30 to die. Now, my platoon mate did call out that there's a Turan up on the 0 line, so I'm very well aware of that, but I need to get rid of this bat chat. And I spot an E4. It's 9 to 10. I'm really hoping that the team starts helping out, and they do. They are, but bat chat's one shot now, and I need to get rid of him, right? So with the TVP dead, though, that means I can go where the TVP is. And as a light tank, you always need to pay attention to your dotted line on the circle, or your dotted line on the map, which is in a circle, right? Because you need to see if you're getting too close to enemy positions, and if you're going to fire too close to enemy positions, well, you're going to get spotted. Now, I did prepare myself to get out of line of sight of the E4 up on the ridge, but the Turan could still very well see me if you pressed it. Now that I know the light tank is across the map, though, even though it's 5 to 9, I'm thinking I need to rush this Turan. I've only done 647 damage, but I did take out a very scary tank with bat chat, and I've done 6,700 spotting. So now it's time to get some damage, right? I don't know where the Turan was exactly, so I go up the ridge, but he's still further up the ridge. My wheels eat the shot because he shoots under my hull, but only into the wheel. It did slow me down, and I instant repair it. That I probably didn't need to do, and we're just gonna circle this guy. Now he does the smart thing and gets near the map border, but I wait until his gun's just about to reach me before I reverse and just drive past his gun. It's always a good way to, you know, catch someone by surprise when they think they're gonna catch you, you're not moving, and then you just go whoop. Also, this thing reverses very fast. It's not like the EBR 90 and the Premium, where it's the same forwards and backwards. This actually does go slower backwards than forwards, but it's still good. Now, this Progetto decided to throw his life away, and we are getting capped. And there's a full health Thunder Chief. There's the E4, though. I'm paying attention to where the light tank is, and I see he's crossing the field. Now, this worries me, and I try and take a shot because I want to get rid of him so I can go to the cap. But what happens here gives me the perfect opportunity to do so, regardless of him still being alive. E4 is finally taken out by my 705A platoon mate, thank goodness. But I spot him as he's coming up, and I'm not spotted. We know their two heavy tanks are on the 1, their Thunder Chief and the light tank are up on the right, so it's just the tank destroyer. So I check to see what the tank destroyer is right now. It's a 704. I load HE because I know I'm not going to pen from the front with an APCR, and I don't want to chance it with a heat round. I just want to guarantee that the cap circles stop. I put a bush between me and him, but I didn't wait long enough for him to back up because I really wanted to stop it. But we get the cap reset. Now, we know where their light tank is, and we know where their heavy tanks are, and the tank destroyer is still going to sit on cap. So what am I going to do? I'm going to spot again for the team. We spot the guys in the south, let them know that they're coming up there, and I see that my other medium tank is actually rushing towards the cap circle, so I go, all right, it's time to remove this guy, right? I could always sit here and just reset the cap whenever need be, but the TVP is on his way, and that's what he is. And so, let's get rid of him, right? Again, put the bush between me and him, and this time we're not going to get spotted, because I'm well bushed up this time. And we're just going to slowly get rid of this guy while our team fights the heavy tank. And you can see there in the kill feed, the Tusk actually dies. So he either maliciously jumped off a cliff or somehow accidentally did a no-no. But the dude's on 5 HP. I think the TVP's got it. I overlead this shot, so I bounce his angled armor with my standard APCR, which is very low standard pen. It's the lowest light tank standard pen because it is the wheelie, and, well, they gave this thing so many downsides because of how powerful it was. Mostly all those downsides were because it's super powerful on PC, and so we just copied most of that. We did buff its view range, though. On PC, it's got 340. Regardless of all that, we're going to help our platoon mate fight the two heavy tanks by taking out the Emil, who was one shot, and we're going to put some rounds into the rear of this guy. Now, my reticle was white there, but I knew that it was soft cover and I could go through it, so I still fired. And then, unluckily, just like the 704, we're going to bounce this round. I'm kind of spoiling it, but watch. Not only are we going to bounce this round, as he's one shot, because we shoot the side of his turret, and it's pretty bulbous. So does the TVP, but the TVP's obviously got an autoloader, so he's going to get another round. Now, with all that, we went from a 5 to 9. We had 600 damage. We had 5,000 spotting. Now we have 8,500 spotting, and we've done 4,000 damage. And this Thunder Chief is full health. Now, I really do wish, I would get some spotting for the shots the TVP's about to put into him here. But we're going to get some damage ourselves, so it doesn't really matter, right? We're going to pop him in the side. TVP's going to pop him twice, if I'm not mistaken. There's the second one. And now I think to myself, it's the new tank. I know its DPM was nerfed. Somehow I hit that shot. My wheels eat his. I go for it, right? I'm just going to go for it. I want this damage to be mine, not the TVP's. So we're just going to do the wheelie thing, and we're going to circle the guy. And our wheels eat yet another shot. If you're shooting at a wheelie, you have to shoot higher than you think. You can't look at its wheels and think the wheels cover everything. The wheels are half, like, nothing. I do stop. I kind of let him have that, but luckily we didn't get set apart. That gave us nearly 6,000 raw damage. And again, we had 8,500 assisted, 1821 base XP in the wheelie. On Malinovka, of course. That does go for an ace tanker. And, well, that's just how you play Malinovka, I suppose. Favorite medal there, by the way, the Defender medal. Always love getting rid of capture points from the enemy. But there you have it. Ace tanker in this one. Not an ace in the other one, unfortunately. But that is 2 good games on Malinovka, if you ask me. Here's the scoreboard. No bots in either of them. Super proud of that. And thank you for watching. Take care.